You can do some classic 70s comedy. So funny. Ooh, now that's an electric piano. So I was at Sweetwater Sound filming last week, and when I walked in the building, one of the first things I saw was a replica of the van that the owner, the founder of Sweetwater, started his business in. There was all types of vintage synths on display. I wish I could have plugged one of them up and played it, but it's on display in the museum at the front of the building, the main building at Sweetwater. And boy, oh boy, I was excited when I sat down and I was in the studio, actually in Sweetwater Sound Studio, and I received an email from Universal Audio, and it was about this electric piano here. Let's talk about it. What's up? Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to my home studio. I am your host, Archie Beats. And today, it was just announced today, Universal Audio just dropped its Electra 88 Vintage Keyboard Studio. I've actually had a couple of days to play around with it before it was released. I was actually so excited about this that I downloaded it in my hotel while I was up there filming and I played around with it on the plane. It was a short flight back down to Georgia. The Electra 88 is a vintage keyboard studio. It's a studio, not just a keyboard. You get a lot of stuff with it. Number one, you are getting microphones, classic microphones with it, amplifiers, along with legendary rack effects and stomp box emulation. Now, Universal Audio is really great with this, and this video is not sponsored, but Universal Audio sent me this ahead of time so I can actually play around with it. And as you guys can see, it sounds fantastic. And some of the key highlights is a perfectly modeled 1974 Rhodes 88 Suitcase Mark I electric piano. One of the greatest sounding EPs in the world, electric pianos in the world, my opinion. It includes a curated analog studio packed with vintage microphones, tubes, amps, and more. We talked about that already. The classic racks and stomp-box emulation are for creating pro sound in any genre. We played a little funk stuff, but you guys are going to see what I'm talking about in just a moment. And over 100 album-ready presets for instant inspiration. You can use it with any audio interface. So let's jump on the screen real quick. As you all can see, this is the Electra 88. We got a carpeted room up in here. It looks treated. We got some wood in the background. We have our Electra 88, our 74 Rhodes here sitting there. And you can see that we also have a Leslie on the side that looks like a little Leslie over there. And you see we have these controls up here. You see all the processing and the stomp box here, the amplifier there. And we have our mod, delay, reverb over here, compressor, phaser, wah. You can add that stuff in there. And then also the controls that's on, as you can see right here. That's how it works with a Rhodes. This is pretty much the preamplifier, basically the top of the keyboard in the left side up there. So as we move through it, the sound that I have pulled up, you see I have the wok. You can do some classic 70s comedy. So funny. Cool stuff. So that pedal is for the wah, and you can crank up the sensitivity. You hear that? And how you initiate these pedals right here, the wah pedal, is it's a stomp box. You see it's not there? So it's practically a stomp box right there. You the phaser. Oh man, I can hear something. Oh man, that's cool. And let's move it right along here. And the amplifier, as you can see, we got the 87 here, and we're going to talk about the presets in just a moment. And you see we have our Leslie here. You can pretty much put the, oh, it's spinning. And you see we have our rotor there. I'm sorry. That's our little rotor here. And it looked like we have some, they got it mic'd with the drums too. So you can actually change up pretty much the mics. So you have the options of mics. That 70 sound. And that's cool that it's on there. Sounds a little, it gives that effect. Now we're right on the actual amp of the piano right there. And then if we move over here, The keyboard amp right there. This is crazy, man. I love this. And then as you see the individual controls changed on it now, right here with the user interface. Now, this is so creative. Look at the top of the amp here. As we move along from the piano, we go back to the piano controls that's on the board, the left-hand side. And if you go down here, it's literally, it projects what's on top of the amp and the controls on top of the amp. But these controls stay the same on the side with the wah, the phaser, the compressor, the mod, delay, reverb. And let's see what the Leslie do. I keep saying Leslie, the rotor, the power type amplifier type 147. It changes to the controls over here, which is really cool. And as you can see, we can change up the mics and the drums. Now let's go to the studio. Now, the studio is the actual outboard gear. You see that we have an 1176 blue phase here, my favorite 1176 over here. And then we have the EQ right here, and we have the modulation right here. And then we have the reverb here and delay up here, reverb, delay, and the presets. Let's go back to the keyboard. The presets, see, bandpass key. And it moves with my, as I stomp the pedal, it's moving with my sustain pedal. Y'all know we like the minor sevens there. You remember that? Bright. And the microphone is changing. That's insane. So let's put it back on the pedal. Let's put it on the amplifiers. And let's change it and see how that's changing. See, it's legit. Everything about this plugin is legit. You can actually type in the description that you want. For example, funky. Let me see what we can do with funky here. Look at there. Fuzzy, funky bass. That's crazy. Oh, that sounds good. That sounds really good. So as you can see, you can do so much with this plugin. And then right here, we have our output right here. We can crank up our output and levels right there. But as you can see, it's a pretty fun plugin that you can totally use for any genre. You can go back in the day. I kept it a little funky today, and it just got that vibe, that 70s vibe. So I was feeling a little funky today. So I really do hope that you guys enjoyed this video. We are learning as we move through this, and I will post more videos about this, but I wanted to get this out since it dropped today. I wanted to get this information out and this news out to you guys today. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell, and don't forget to be great and create. This is your boy, Archie Beats, and I am signing off.